constitutional amendment that is being proposed to the voters on November 2nd of 2010. This is on the ballot. The Senate acted this morning. I want to commend President Cullerton for scheduling the vote and then for the overwhelming support for a recall amendment to be on the ballot in the land of Lincoln. Our state can follow the lead of many other states, including Minnesota and New Jersey in recent years, that have enacted a recall amendment pertaining to the governor's office. I think it's about 19 states around the country. That includes Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, Kansas here in the Midwest, and many other places around the country. This was a very tough battle, as you know. Anybody who was here in 2008, we came very close. It passed the House, and then it went to the Senate. Came up short by 3 votes. My predecessor lobbied against the recall amendment. Other constitutional officers did as well. I want to go through this process because in 1980 I was involved in a petition drive that put a constitutional amendment on the ballot. It's the only one ever in Illinois history to be petitioned onto the ballot. There are very limited subjects you can actually initiate by petition constitutional amendments. It happened in 1980. It was called the Cutback Amendment. It was a very great grassroots movement that got it on the ballot and then passed it overwhelmingly. And I see the same thing happening in 2010, 30 years later. Voters in Illinois who want the ability to be able, when necessary, to subject a governor to the power of recall will have a chance to visit that subject on the ballot when we vote for all the constitutional officers in November of next year and most of the legislators. And the process of amendment in Illinois is a very difficult one. It requires 3/5 of both houses of the legislature to pass a identical resolution. In this case, the resolution was on establishing the power of recall for the office of governor in the state of Illinois. We've had serious problems with my 2 predecessors, George Ryan and Rod Blagojevich. Each of them, I think, would have been subject to a recall petition under the terms of this amendment, and the voters would have had a chance to review the performance of the governor while in office. I think this is a fundamental part of democracy. Voters should be able in our state, and as they are in other states, to subject a governor to a vote of confidence through recall where appropriate. If the conduct of the chief executive is such that they betray the public trust, they don't carry out the will of the people in a very significant way, voters should not be subjected to having to wait years and years to the next election to review their performance. And the power of recall in our country has been around for over 100 years at the local level and at the state level. And I think it's very noteworthy that the people of Illinois, for sure, in November of next year, will have a chance to vote on a very important issue. They'll vote not only on a candidates running for office, but they'll vote on a constitutional amendment on whether or not our Illinois Constitution should have the power of recall with respect to the office of governor, the highest office in our state. So I have believed in recall for 33 years. I've been working on this issue since 1976, and it really is heartening, I think, to see such an overwhelming vote in the Senate today as there was in the House to put this issue before the voters. I commend all the senators and representatives for their leadership. Now it's up to the people, and I think the people of Illinois will review the arguments on this issue and vote accordingly, and we'll be talking about that as we go through the coming year. And I think the power of recall in the hands of the voters is a very important and strong power that they can use wisely. And I think when all is said and done, when we talk about ethics in government, the very best way to ensure the governor does the right thing all the time is to have in our Constitution the power of recall with respect to the office of governor. And I think that we will see that this is the ultimate ethics measure for the people of Illinois to use, I think, wisely and prudently to make sure that our government stands upright and our governor stands upright all the time. And so I really salute the Senate and House and look forward to the vote of the people about a year from now.